Atikela, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about courtroom situation that was happening. It was a lot. It was too much. I'm tired. I'm exhausted as a result. One thing that I can tell you, whoever decided that I saw what you did, the defense, and I'm gonna pour you with cold water. That's what he did. Gesana usayisile wadecide ndoba anizudlala nani ngelo hlobo andizuqhutywa kanjalo nini mna. Anizungiqhuba kanjalo sek uvele wasithi futhi sek kuloo ndawo ke sana ubhasha ubhaloye ubhashbash ubhayibayi uvele wasithi ubrabhayi ba andlali nani sithe sihambela phezulu siye-excited wathi woga mani kancane ispeed senu-understand speed senu-understand so buyani umva eback again masambeni ngohlobo elithandwa ndim sana. That is what he did to us. So when you think you have seen everything in that courtroom, when you think you have seen everything in that courtroom of Judge Ratamu Khwahleng, I guess, Sana, you will get surprised more and more. Sanalam, you will get surprised more and more. Something small will happen in that courtroom. Not a shouting match, not a dramatic objection, just a form today. A pro forma was the thing of a day to day. It was that Kesana Namhlanje. But inside that pro forma is a problem so dangerous that hey, if this court decides to go to break up over, if this court decides to break up over, excuse my language, but hey, I'm telling you, son, because today, in front of Judge Ratamu Khwahleng, a man says something that should never be said in a criminal trial. She uthi accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. Magistrate Cronje never asked me those things. She asked me nothing concerning what is written in there. And just like that, the entire process comes under suspicion because, okay, what do you mean now? There is a whole page. I don't know how many pages it is, but there's plus minus, let's say 10 pages. I don't know. And Bongani says, that they filled it in themselves and I didn't give any information. That is what Bongani says, Payan. Now, the state relies heavily on that document, mind you, forms, statements, recorded observations, everything. They are relying on that heavily. And it's supposed to be clean, structural, and official, Pesan. But what happens when Bongani Ntanzi is going to say, I don't recognize anything that is inside there. I did not say any of those things. I was never asked any of those things. Because what we heard in court today was not a denial. It was something more dangerous. It was him admitting that, yes, I was there. Yes, I made a request that I need to bath. I haven't bathed in how many days? It was the 24th. He was arrested on the 16th. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It was day 8 of him engagezile. 8 days. It was day 8 Gesana of him engagezile. And now he comes in front of a magistrate. And the magistrate is not doing what needs to be done. Because if someone says, in my understanding, someone says, I did not bath. I did not call my family. It's been 8 days now today. They don't know where I am. That taking of that confession was supposed to stop at that point. She was not supposed to take that statement once the person says so. Do you understand? That is what I think should have happened and legally should have happened. And that is not a small situation, Gesana. If you look at everything that was written in that pro forma or hear it, it's not written there where it should be. And that is not a contradiction. That is not a small contradiction. That's a structural failure on its own. I don't know how Baloyi is going to come out of this one, but we will see. Now, listen carefully to this description. He walks into the office, a secretary already writing, a laptop open, a printer running, papers already being produced, and then he says, I don't know what was being done. Let that sink in. Yena and also mind you, uBongani Ntanzi is not one of those educated people. So as in izinto, he won't know them. Some of the things he won't know them, because in a proper process, the answer comes first, then the writing comes after. But yeah, it sounds like the writing was already happening before the answers, but time will tell. Now, that pro forma itself, now we go deeper to it, because paragraph 1, paragraph 2, all the way to paragraph 15, a clean structured narrative, but the witness says, she never asked me anything about those things that you are asking me. Now you ask yourself, if no question was asked, who provided the answers? Then Ubaloyi asked that question, and then Uti, because the form like that doesn't fill itself, and in law that matters a lot. Now Bongani was like, it's I don't know. It's either it's me, I don't know what was written in those papers, but she was writing something. Now, then comes the detail that most people were interested in. But lawyers were more interested in this, because the form says no injuries observed. It sounds simple, right? But listen to what Bongani says. My hands were down. She was sitting across from me. She couldn't properly observe me. Then the question hits like a hammer. How did she see there were no injuries? Did she request it? There is no such. That's not just a question, that's an accusation on its own. Because if that observation is wrong, then what else on that form is wrong? And also, this is a man, I already said, who said, I did not bath. This is day 8 today. And the so-called confession taking continued. I did not call my family. I did not bath. It's day 8 today. Magistrate Cormier continued. Okay, let's continue. Now, something else was devastating. And just when you think it can't get any worse, right? Another contradiction appears. The form suggests a medical issue, a heart condition, but he shuts it down completely. I am not sick. That's what Bongani said. I worked in the mine. There is no record of that. Now we have a document saying one thing, a witness saying another, no evidence supporting the document that Bongani Ntanzi had a heart problem. That is not a discrepancy, Gesana. That's a credibility crisis. And now, if Ramsipule can go to the mines and request a report, go to the mines and request Ntanzi, and it comes back, but Ntanzi has never had any health issues. Izawuthini lento? How are they going to solve that? Now, let's bring it home, Kesan. In South African law, for any statement or confession to stand, the state must prove it was freely made, it was voluntarily, it was accurately recorded. But what we are seeing here, a process that looks pre-prepared, observations that may not be real, answers that may not have been given, and most dangerous line of all is that I know nothing about this document. That is Bongani Ntanzi saying that. Now, this is how cases don't collapse loudly, they collapse quietly. One form at a time, one contradiction at a time, one sentence at a time, because once the court starts asking, can we trust this document? The next question becomes, what about the rest? And that is how reasonable doubt is born, not from drama, not from shouting, but from something far more dangerous, a document that may have been written before the truth was ever spoken. And uBongani Ntanzi speaks his mind. He speaks his truth. He's like, I'm not going to go down for something that I know nothing about. I'm not going to go down for a crime that I did not do. That is what he is saying there. I don't know about you, but I am impressed with him, how he has handled himself. I'm impressed with him. I must say that without fear or favor or whatsoever. Bongani Ntanzi has been consistent. Because now it looks like the form was there and I'm gonna do another video where I'm showing you ukuthi this form, it looks like it was filled in and there are some issues that were how do I put it? There were some issues whereby it looks like there were corrections, yes, that were done. Looks like there were corrections that were done, and it's not nice. When you look at it, kahle, it is not nice to look at it. The entire situation, Jay, it's questionable, and it makes you wonder a lot of things. The entire situation makes you wonder a lot of things, and it makes you question ubaloyi qobo lwakhe ukuthi how did he accept this in the first place? How did Baloyi accept this in the first place? Because right now he looks like someone who is so confused, who is so lost, and there's something annoying that he does. Oh. When he says, but Gininda said, but Zungu said, but so and so. Yeah, when he does that, he annoys the earth out of me. Now, when he does that, I don't want to even lie to you. What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.